Dr. Miranda Wellington is criticizing the incumbent MP, the JLP's Floyd Green, for his stewardship in the constituency. The constituency is part of the farming belt in the breadbasket parish of St. Elizabeth. Dr. Wellington, who's set to challenge Green at the next general election, says the MP, who's also the Minister of Agriculture, has been a failure.
Farmers are out of work. Nobody can produce. You can't buy fertilizer. You can't buy seed. You can't buy water. So how you gonna farm?
If I war, the war make it start. If somebody not dead for me.
Comrades, tonight you have to understand the mission with an agriculture minister that understand agriculture. Not a little fenke man we are pose in a bar and dance. He understands agriculture and knows that we need an agriculture development fund. That fund will secure certain necessities to ensure that you can ease some of the burden off of the agricultural sector.
Citing her own experiences with the lack of water, Dr. Wellington says she understands what the people of Southwest St. Elizabeth are facing daily.
The hardest thing I've had to experience in my life is this morning I woke up, I had to go to a pipe to fill a bucket to bathe my own skin in my constituency. And I know and feel what the people are going through because the people them don't have no water. And I'm telling you today, Southwest will be changing for the People's National Party. So understand what the people have been going through, and each of us have been trained and organizing in our various constituencies. This is not going to be an easy victory, but I want you to know that we're prepared for war. And if a war, a war!
March, we are march, march, march.
Dr. Miranda Wellington, PNP caretaker in Southwest St. Elizabeth. She was speaking at the party's divisional conference held at Froome Community College in Westmoreland on Sunday. MP for Central St. Catherine, Olivia Babsy-Grange, is describing the PNP as a violent organization. The Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Minister was speaking at the JLP's Area Council 1 meeting in Fletcher's Land on Sunday.
When I was growing up in West Kingston, there was a PNP headquarters, West Kingston headquarters, across the road on Bond Street. Me live down the bottom, Desmond live up the top. You see, anytime PNP have their meeting, my grandmother used to say to me, go under the bed because them go stone we house. The People's National Party is an organization that has been very violent. They discriminate, they intimidate, they lock you up. I am living example. Them locked me up for nothing. All because they wanted to weaken the West Kingston organization. During the state of emergency, they call an election. Mr. Seaga had his grip pack. We call it grip. In bag pack because he expected to be locked up too. But them know if them did lock him up, West Kingston wouldn't sit down and take it.
She says Jamaica must never return to a state where it's led by the PNP.
Those days, the experiences that we had wasn't easy. We had to, when you go to the supermarket, food ration. Who in here remember? The older folks remember? Them marry sanitary napkin with flour. Eh? Put up your hand if you remember those days. We're not going back there. All the young people who don't know, the People's National Party is not a good party for Jamaica.
Olivia Grange, the MP for Central St. Catherine and the Minister of Gender, Culture, Entertainment and Sport. Labour and the Social Security Minister Pernell Charles Jr. has accused the opposition PNP of engaging in attempts to politically scam the Jamaican people. The minister, who represents South East Clarendon in Parliament, was speaking at a JLP rally in West Kingston on Sunday, likening the PNP proposals to a call he received from a would-be scammer. Charles took aim at the party's pledge to increase the income tax threshold to $3 million.
After 1.5 work, me live to see the same political scammer get up on a stage and say, I will give you more than 1.5. My God!
God, when you them there, me I tell you say the shell of them there. Plus couple souls sell a girl there.
You worse than the man with that try to scam me on the phone.
In 2016, the then PNP government blasted the JLP's proposal to lift the threshold to $1.5 million. The PNP declared that plan unworkable and argued it would derail the country's economic gains. In 2023, PNP President Mark Golding called for the threshold to be doubled to $3 million. The Holness administration has since moved the income tax threshold to $1.6 million. It has also announced incremental increases that will see the threshold being moved to $2 million over 3 years. According to Charles, the PNP is relying on people being uninformed.
Political scammers do not like people who are informed. They don't want you to know because they can not fool you if you know what's going on. That's why the man cost me some wara when he find out say me a Jamaican and him can't fool me. And that is what the PNP tried to do to us.
Colonel Charles Jr., Minister of Labour and Social Security. Government Senator Shireen Golding Campbell is warning voters not to gamble with their children's future in the upcoming election. She issued the address.
We have to continue the work we have done. Rights. I'm asking each and every one of you, when the Prime Minister exercises his discretionary powers, the fancy word I like to use, so when him ring the bell, don't stay home on election day. Do not let the PNP sneak in because you cannot bother.
Golding Campbell is the daughter of former leader of the former Prime Minister and JLP leader, Bruce Golding. She told Labourites that she does not normally speak on political platforms out of shyness, but that she decided that this election must be different. She says the achievements of the Holness administration should make it clear to the Jamaican people that the party deserves a third term.
I could not think of one industry in Jamaica that they had improved, that they had grown, and that was sustained. And I told them that the only thing I could remember was Roger Clark, Rice Field. Wait there now. They have no clear plan. They are not a serious leadership. They are what you call ray. No substance. They have no record of success when they hold the reins of government. Whether it is the 70s or it is the 90s, every time them come in, we have to come back and go back to fix what they mash up.
Shireen Golding Campbell, Government Senator. The Bank of Jamaica has opted to maintain its policy interest rate at 5.75% due to inflation concerns. This follows its latest meetings held on June 25 and 26. The decision comes amid heightened global uncertainty stemming from geopolitical developments and evolving trade policies. The central bank noted that these could shift inflation risks to the upside. Despite these challenges, it agreed unanimously that the current monetary policy stance remains appropriate to support inflation remaining within its target range of 4 to 6% over the next 2 years. The current point inflation rate is 5.2%. In addition to holding the policy rate steady, the BOJ says it will continue in its efforts to maintain stability in the foreign exchange market. It says inflation expectations among the private sector have stabilized. It says key international inflation drivers, including prices for grain, oil, and liquefied natural gas, have generally trended downward. The Integrity Commission takes on average nearly a year and a half to complete an investigation. That's according to data provided in its annual report for the 24-25 fiscal year tabled in the Senate last Friday. In one instance, the Integrity Commission took nearly 4 years to complete its probe. Chevron Campbell reports.
For the financial year 2024-2025, 9 cases were completed by the Investigation Division of the Integrity Commission. The average time taken to complete these cases was 518 days. The fastest investigation done by the Commission concerns irregularities with respect to the construction of a residential development located at 2 Waycliffe Close, Beverly Hills, contrary to the terms of the building permit issued to the Estate Bridge Holdings Limited by the KCMC. That investigation was launched on July 11, 2024. It was completed in December of that year for a total of 105 days. In contrast, the Integrity Commission took over 1,400 days, or nearly 4 years, to complete a probe into allegations of impropriety and irregularity in the utilization of the limited tender and direct contracting procurement methodologies in the award of contracts to Nubian One Construction Limited for the period January 2016 to August 2019. That probe was launched in February 2020 and was completed in September 2024. Meanwhile, the Integrity Commission's Financial Investigations Unit has referred 24 matters for investigation for the 2024-2025 period. This is down from 55 the year prior. It's also significantly down from the 121 referrals received in the 2021-2022 fiscal year. For the 2024-2025 period, only 13 investigations were closed and only 3 matters were referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecution. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
188 people have been killed in road crashes since the start of the year. That's according to the Island Traffic Authority, ITA. The figure represents a 7% decline compared to the corresponding period in 2024. The ITA says up to June 30, there were 168 fatal crashes. Motorcyclists lead the fatalities with 49 killed since January. Private motorcar drivers follow with 41 killed since January 1. The ITA says the main infractions were speeding, failure to keep to the proper traffic lane, and pedestrians walking out or standing in the roadway.